sometimes I have ideas for videos, and I don't have the right premise for them to put out yet. And this came up, Tim Poole comments that just hit me. I gotta do this video. So Tim Poole evidently is talking about a hip hop artist named Lizzo, a black lady, and that I guess society is calling that beautiful. There's more of an understanding that women they come in different sizes, different shapes. That's fine. And he takes this weird take, and it just goes into what I talk about often of how the Republican Party and how when you listen to Fox News and the Five and you listen to them talk and they're sexualizing women or they're going into these weird takes, it shows you how they don't live in the world many of us that we do. So he talks about how he has this glass bottle and how, evidently the people he have on there, they know about nutrition, I guess. This is one of those weird takes where they're trying to say that the right cares about nutrition, the left doesn't, I guess, which has never been true. Never been true. And this is why it's important, and this is what bothers me about this new generation, this next couple of years, next decades, is that we have freedom, but we don't understand who got us here. We don't understand lead paint and asbestos and who got cigarette smoking packets labeled with a Surgeon General's warning telling you this could cause lung cancer. How did you get these warnings? How did you get NSDS reports where if you go into a factory, they have to tell you what these chemicals are and what they could do to you if you work there. You have labor records. Where I went in yesterday, they have handouts. You can just come in and get them. They have to give you your rights. They have to show you your rights. If you don't care, it's fine. But somebody fought to get you this way, to get you this world. The Clean Water Act, the Clean Air Act. This world we live in didn't just come about by a fluke. This didn't just poof, just come about. People fought and died to get us here. And it's just weird to me, listening to Tim Poole talk to this idiot about how he's like, we drink out of glass bottles, and that he thinks that microplastics and all this will kill off the left. This will kill off the left. And that leftists will all die off, and this will help them out. And it takes, I don't listen to it often because it's depressing to me. But I listen to this stuff and it just takes me back to when I was Alex Jones. I was in that, you're in like a bunker. You get in like this mental, like Plato's caves. You get into this bunker where the only truth is the truth that you're told. You don't believe anything else. Nothing else is true. I don't want anybody to die of asbestos or mesothelioma or having fiberglass in their lungs or, in those things. But if you think that Republicans got you a 40-hour work week and unemployment benefits, and you think that a Republican got you those Surgeon General warnings, things of that nature, you might be mentally defective and lay the gasoline, and if you think that Republicans care about stuff like that, and not that these folks defended corporations for years, go look at the Deepwater. There was a DuPont lawsuit after World War II. There was a factory hit by lightning. They were making chemicals for atomic bomb, I believe, in Jersey, and stuff leaked out of it. Got in this farm, got in the groundwater, got in his tomatoes. I think the bunch of the animals got sick and died on the farm, and they were going to sue the government. Look that up. If you believe Republicans brought all this stuff out to the light and made, you might be an idiot. I mean, you might be. I get it, and it's just weird that I'm 33 years old. I've lived through, learning back in 2013 about how we know that fast food, it changed the chemistry of the brain. It changes how we eat, or we want to eat that. You get in a cycle. You don't want to eat healthy food. They had rats that starved themselves for 13 days before they would eat regular food, where they were on that Hormel, that processed sausage and processed meats. To come from that to now a world where a Republican is telling me that they care about nutrition and that they're going to survive. Listen, be very clear about this. They are on the side of corporations. And they're on the side of corporations doing whatever they want to do. Period. They don't care about workers. They don't care about individual citizens. They never did. They never will. I remember during COVID, I remember before COVID, excuse me, Alex Jones talking about how that with Obamacare, there'd be death panels. And that if grandma gets sick and she's too old, the death panel might decide for her to die. And it didn't happen. No truth in it. And to come from that to living through COVID and hearing Republicans say they got to die for the betterment of the country, openly say these things, it reminds me of just what we're dealing with. I'm going to end it with this, and I wanted to start with this, but I'm 33 years old. Lived through COVID, lived through Hurricane Katrina, lived through these major crises, 9/11, these major crises of disaster capitalism, where I watched very rich people get a lot richer and a whole lot of people out here lose their shirts and lose everything and never recover. I remember reading about the Northridge earthquake and how a lot of people became homeless after that. And I didn't understand, this is back in the 80s. I didn't understand back then, and living through Katrina, living through these storms, Harvey, and these just horrendous, horrible storms. And as I mentioned COVID, I see how these big events can hurt a lot of people. I am now living in a world. I saw, gay marriage be legalized. I saw these views change in society and social norms change. I am now living in a world where we have black men telling black people that slavery was a choice. I'm living in a world where you have gay Republican senators who are right-wing, evidently very right-wing. And I'm living in a world where I have Republicans openly joking and laughing about microplastics and how these things will kill people off, which they won't. But they're celebrating it as though that's good, when we were talking about it years ago and they were lying about it then. I just understand the Republican Party is evil. These are evil people. They're wicked. They can talk about the Bible and Jesus and Jehovah and whatever. These are evil, wicked, nasty, sneaky people. There is no good in them. And their ideology is one of wickedness and harm. And it makes you almost feel bad, that it makes you wonder what was really achieved. That now black folks have these rights, had a black president, and we have the right to do what Kanye does to black people. Santos, New York, homosexual, he got that right to gay marriage and all that. He got not just the marriage, but the social norms were changed to where that's okay. And the gay people are not criminals. You can be gay and be in politics. You can be gay and be at a high level of a building, a CEO or something. That's okay. And that was created, by the Democrats. And that then can go into government and go and say, you know what, I'm going to work against those people. And as I said, for a person to say, I hope microplastics kill off a whole bunch of people on the left, it's not just disingenuous. That's the epitome of cruelty. The very epitome of cruelty. That you hope a public health disaster that many folks don't even know about kills off a lot of people. One more thing. What Tim Poole is talking about when he says, I've got this water and all this, guys, when you can afford Fuji water and whatever water you're drinking, that's not politics. That's having wealth. Nothing to do whatsoever with politics. And the fact that he can't understand that is a little problematic in and of itself. That you think that being able to afford fancy waters makes you better than a guy out here working for a living and busting his ass that maybe doesn't have the money or the time to look into it or to go buy that fancy water. I distill my water. I don't celebrate it. I don't think I'm any better than anybody else because I do it. I'm concerned about what's in my water. I found pieces of stuff in my water that at the bottom of the distiller. I'm not celebrating it. It concerns me. But I'm certainly not better than any other working stiff out here that's exposed to these chemicals. And the fact that someone would celebrate that, that is truly the very definition, epitome of a wicked character. You're celebrating disaster capitalism because corporations are dumping this shit in the rivers and the oceans. They're doing this shit. We know it. G3M and other ones, we know it. They're doing it where I come from. They were doing it. If you look into the movie Dark Water documentary, look into that stuff, Dark Waters. You think that was Democrats? Thanks for listening.